What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to today's video where we have a very special guest with me. He is a Clash of Clans legend. He is a Town Hall 8 legend. It's none other than Clash Bashing. What is going on, my friend?
Hey, what's up, Judo? Welcome. Thanks for having me, I guess I should say. So glad to be on the channel. Thanks for having me over for this awesome interview.
Oh, pleasure is all mine. I mean, Town Hall 8 Legend, that must, that must feel pretty special. It was epic for us watching you. What was it like actually being that guy?
Finally getting there was kind of a relief because it lasted a while, but man, like it is a really good feeling because it's such a challenging task to get such a low Town Hall to Legends League, but it was a great feeling to finally get there that night.
That's awesome, I bet. So, guys, we are going to interview the legend himself. He's going to give you guys lots of tips for trophy pushing, whether you're a Town Hall 8 or right the way up through to Town Hall 11. It doesn't matter. There will be something in this video for you. And leave a like for this guy. He's an absolute legend. Go check out his channel. It'll be in the description of this video. And he's challenged me as well. So you can see over on the gameplay, we have our Town Hall 8 account, and we're going to attack his Town Hall 9, his max Town Hall 9. He's going to talk us through the army composition that he mainly used as he trophy pushed, give us some tips and tricks in order to attack them higher Town Hall levels.
Absolutely, Judo. Looking forward to it, my man. So yeah, we got a few different base layouts here. One that you'll definitely see kind of like at the Town Hall 9 level, and then we got some like anti-3 layouts. We're going to kind of simulate, like the Town Hall 10 and 11s that I was kind of looking for. So looking forward to seeing you attack with my army.
Well, you might be looking forward to defending. I'm certainly not any kind of pro like yourself, but do you want to just give yourself a quick introduction to the channel before we get into the video, and then we'll just dive straight into the first attack here?
Yeah, guys, Clash Bashing, obviously that's me. I've been doing YouTube for a while, but I love all aspects of Clash Clans. I'm huge into pushing. Did the Town Hall 8 push to Legends. I did a Town Hall 9, and right now I got my Town Hall 10 pushing above 5,500 trophies. I love war. I love farming. So there's a little bit of everything on my channel. If you guys come over, definitely appreciate that. And also show Judo some love, guys. Judo's nice enough to have me come over to his channel, so make sure you subscribe to Judo as well. And Judo, I just want to say thanks for having me over, man. I'm looking forward to this quite a bit.
No, you're very welcome. Like I said, pleasure's all mine. So let's just get into it then. Why don't you throw up that first base, then we can scout it out, have a look. You can kind of... Actually, if we talk about the army composition first, I'm kind of skipping a step there. So, guys, this is the army composition that I use most of the time. So you can see it's kind of a GoVaPe strategy. We have the Valkyries and the PEKKA. Basically, you're trying to get in. You don't want to lose when you're trophy pushing. Is that right? You want to get the 2-star and just get what you can.
You never want to lose because, especially like up in Titans, you're getting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 offers. But it's a -30 if you lose, and that's a huge setback. I mean, there were sessions where I only gained like 20 trophies for a full 6 hours of pushing. So it's really important to be able to get a star on the base, and that's one of the things I really want to stress. Is never like hit a base unless you're confident that you'll be able to get a star on it, or at least really confident that you should get close to it. And with the GoVaPe army, as a Town Hall 8, I think it gives you the best option with the Quad Quake to open up a nice bit of the base and get a nice funnel with the kill squad and get those Valkyries right in towards the Town Hall and get the percentage up and work on getting a 2-star on pretty much any Town Hall 9.
Well, we're going to see about that then. If you're challenging me to your base, we'll see whether I can get the 2-star. But I think you made a very important point there, and it is that, guys, if you're trophy pushing, it is about patience. It's the long run. You cannot lose an attack. Well, you can, but you don't want to. You're going to lose a ton of trophies. So,
and there were times, sorry to cut you off, there were times where I would get a really huge offer, like a 50 offer, and it was only a -4, and it's like a max Town Hall 11. And sometimes I would try those just to kind of humor it, because if you do get to the Town Hall, the reward outweighs the -4, which you'll make back on your next attack. So that's the one time I was okay with losing trophies, if it was like a -3 or -4. So that's the one variable in there. But for the most part, you want to win and not lose.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you throw up your base? We'll have a quick look at it. You can maybe give us just a quick tip. I'm keen to get into the first attack here, so you can give us a little bit about what you're looking for here. Using that army that you've got us to cook up. So I'm
Absolutely.
looking at your base right now. I can see straight away you have a centralized clan castle, so that's obviously going to be reasonably difficult to lure, you know, with anything really. I'd have to take out some
Yeah,
structures, but
with this, like this was something I would see a lot. It was a centralized clan castle, which would make the pool hard. And I got a really hard clan castle in there as far as troops, because that's one of the biggest variables on hitting these Town Hall 9s. As a Town Hall 8, I was attacking almost any Town Hall 9. Sometimes if it was a big donut base and it was only worth like 5 or 6, I would skip it depending on, shield and stuff like that. But for this one, you shouldn't have a problem at all. You can quad quick open enough compartments to get right at the Town Hall, send your golems in, get a nice funnel with the wizards, wall breaker in, get your PEKKA and King in there, and then once you have a nice little line to the Town Hall, throw those Valks in there, heal up, rage up, and you should be gravy on this one, Judo.
okay, well, let's give it a try. He's just told us how to do it, so all I have to do is follow them simple instructions. So let's go for it then. So I'm going to attack it. First thing, I guess, is, like you said, quad quaking open that area so I can get to
When
the
you
Town
quad
Hall.
quake, one of the variables that people don't really realize, always use your higher level earthquake first. If you have a max in the clan castle, which you should try to, use that first because it's going to do a little bit more damage to surrounding structures.
Okay, I didn't realize that, but that's a very good point. I just had
That's
my
a
weak
tip that I
quake
learned.
cooked up there.
That is
Okay,
a tip
great.
I learned from fellow pushers. So
Fantastic, thank you for that. So let's get the first one in there then. I'm trying to get as much damage onto that area, but make sure that I definitely hit that wall at the bottom as well. I don't want to not break open that compartment.
that is the one variable.
Oh my gosh. Can we start again?
Actually, I think you should be
Oh,
able to roll
yeah,
with that.
I might be alright
If
here.
you go in at 9 o'clock side with your golems here, you'll be fine, because you have the most important part is you have the Town Hall compartment open.
Yeah, absolutely. So
If you
I'm
throw
just going
your
to put the
golems in-
golems in, create a bit of a funnel here with the wizards.
Yeah, and you probably didn't even need to go that wide with the golem in the north, because really if you walk a wall break in up near that archer tower around 9 o'clock, you are going to be in a really good situation to get towards this Town Hall.
Okay.
So I would, once you get a nice little funnel, go ahead and throw the wall breakers in, get into that compartment, and you will be gravy.
Okay, they're going forward. I'm just a little bit...
They went up top. Oh no, they went up top.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So this
like
is
you
the
said,
learning.
this should be easy for me, right? That's what you said?
Well, things.
Yeah,
things
so I kind
happen.
of
There's
adapted there and
variables.
just got the Valkyries to like go in. So I've managed to get the Valkyries into the middle. Quite confident I'll get the Town Hall. It's just whether I've got enough here to get the 2-star. Oh no, they've been drugged. Oh, there was one Valkyrie that managed to get the Town Hall there, guys. The Queen
I
pulled her
see
off to
that.
the side. That was a train wreck. An absolute train wreck. But like we said, you can't lose. I didn't lose. I got
Yeah,
the
you still
victory.
got the-
It's right there on the screen.
You still got the star. That's all that matters. You got the 1-star. Ideally, you were going for 2 stars on any Town Hall 9, but
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I really want to stress, especially when you're starting your push. Get an army and learn how it works. You've never really used this army, so you're kind of unfamiliar with it. But the
Yeah, and
more
I
and more
think-
you use it and like kind of know how everything acts, you'll get better with it.
Okay, and I think let's maybe, just before we move on, because I know you said you have some anti 3-star bases for me to attack where the Town Hall's like very easy to get, and that's what you were discussing you need as a Town Hall 10 and 11 when you're attacking right up at them, heavy bases. How about I maybe attack that base again, and you can maybe
Yeah, I
just
think so.
give me a few tips on, how I would adjust that attack. So you said basically the Golem in the north I put too far?
Yeah, I think he was too far. You don't need to go that wide on the funnel because, if you breadcrumb your Valks in, let me throw that base up again so we can get in here. Your quad quake is actually in a pretty decent spot because you opened up the compartment to the Town Hall. But really, you want to get the 2 golems with the wizards in. Don't drop anything in until that funnel's established. Wall breaker in, and then throw your King and PEKKA in. Let them kind of work in there. Throw the Valks in. I usually heal before the rage. Let them kind of work in through that heal, and then rage them as they get closer to the Town Hall. The variable here being the clan castle. Kind of see where the clan castle acts. With that drag loom coming out, you might have to rage sooner. But that's something you got to kind of adjust to on the fly with these attacks.
Yeah. Yeah, so what I was doing there, I was actually trying to break in on the southwest by the cannon and the mortar, but I failed the quad quake. And then I just had that one kind of easy layer to get through with the wall breakers. But then when I failed, that's why I used my rage spell earlier to try and rage the wall breakers. But obviously they went the wrong way.
And sometimes I learned not to be greedy. Like sometimes it's better to go for the safe, opening up those 2 compartments rather than trying to get 3 compartments up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So how about I maybe do that this time then? So I'll not be greedy. I'll not open up all them compartments.
I won't lie to you, Judo. Being greedy, when I was learning, I lost quite a few attacks of being greedy, trying to open up too much, trying to get too much. Because Valks are pretty fickle. They'll go around without,
check that out.
without
that
warning.
Was a lot better.
Yeah, there you go. You get a lot open there. Tons of value, tons of percent wide open there. You should be gravy. And then you can really go with your golems, on the Dark Barracks and like Gold Mine or Spell Factory right there, or Lab right there, I mean.
So one at the bottom here, in between the Dark Barracks for that cannon?
Yeah, I would say in between the Dark Barracks and then in between the Lab and Gold Mine right up there.
Okay. Yeah, so we're not being too greedy here, guys, like you said. We're getting a funnel created, but not too wide of a funnel.
Yeah, you don't
so
need,
I think
you don't
we're adapting the
really
plan
need to go
quite
crazy.
well here.
Agreed. Yeah, I think you're doing... I mean, this one already looks a lot better. It's less likely that your wall breakers are going to stray on you here also because you got so much real estate to open up there.
Shoot, there is a Tesla there, though, which is... Oh, my word.
You'll be fine. So when that happens, throw your PEKKA in there. Throw your PEKKA right on that wall. Or a couple Valks will work, too. Because the PEKKA will, chop right through that wall in a hurry. But Valks are going to get through there. King's going to get taken out there. And you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
The ability. I'm going to throw a couple of more Valks in there, but I'm going to try and save my my other... I should have used the heal spell there, shouldn't I, before that. I'm going to try and save some of these Valks. There we go. So that I can actually send them around the outside in order to help with percent, which has kind of worked quite well.
Right,
so we've easily got the star here. Just trying to put the wizards in where the Valkyries are kind of tanking. So at the top here, I have a wizard trying to back up that Valkyrie. And it's worked quite well.
Great.
Yeah.
And one thing I got asked a lot was, is the PEKKA necessary? And you saw right there that the PEKKA got the Town Hall pretty much by herself there. So the PEKKA is huge. It's a tank that does a lot of damage. And the PEKKA saved me quite a few times. And that's why I like having that in the army. I've seen just straight up GoValk armies, but I prefer having that PEKKA in there.
Yeah, I think the Valkyries, from what I saw anyway, I was obviously mid-attack there, but from what I saw, it looked like the Valkyries were more keen to, get in between the structures. So they're kind of running away from the Town Hall a lot of the time to get to kind of 2 structures, whereas the PEKKA just went right in there and took it down. Yeah,
the Queen kind of pulled the PEKKA right up in towards that Town Hall, and PEKKA took the Town Hall down in a few shots because it was raged up as well. So that was actually pretty nice, and you did a good job saving those Clan Castle Valks, realizing that you didn't really need to send them into the core. And getting that 2-star, I mean, that's what it's all about with those.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for that. And I hope that from my fail, you guys have been able to learn a thing or two from that. Because, we saw how we got a bit greedy in the first one. We tried to put too many earthquake spells to get kind of too many compartments. Whereas we just played it safe. Like you said, as the risk gets a bit, higher as you go up the trophy leagues, and you really can't lose. You need to be playing it a little bit safe, so then the earthquake spells, then just kind of, like you said, not getting too wide of a funnel where, it's unnecessary, and then saving them Valks as well, I feel worked quite well.
A lot of times I would throw in all my Valks and just kind of, heal rage them through the core. With you knowing, Dragloon was in the Clan Castle, that's a variable that helps out. Like, Dragloon coming out of the Clan Castle with a Clan Castle that's unpullable is pretty hard to deal with. Since we only have the 10 wizards that really target air, and they don't always make it into the core.
Yeah, and as long as they're fast enough, I guess the Valkyries are pretty fast. They can get kind of ahead of them a little bit easier. Right.
Yeah, you rage those Valks up, and they're just going to run away from the balloons most of the time.
Awesome. Well, I'm actually kind of glad that I failed then, because I feel that I learned a thing or two there, and I'm sure the viewers hopefully learned a thing or two there.
Right.
So in terms of that was a Town Hall 9. And I'm sure when you started the push, you started attacking Town Hall 9s, and then how does that adapt once you start getting up the leagues to, Champion, Titan League, and you're starting to come across more 10 and 11? What is it you're looking for in base design? What is it, like, how are you altering your strategy?
So with Town Hall 9s, like I said, we're pretty much attacking any Town Hall 9. There was a few times I would next because, if the Queen's in a weird spot or the Clan Castle's in a weird spot, you get a little bit nervous if it's only a 6 offer, because that's a -35. A 6 offer is a -35. So sometimes it's worth, nexting it and being patient. Again, patience coming in key. But you're right. Like when you get up to Titans League, especially, you're seeing 10s and 11s left and right. And what you got to really look for is a direct line to the Town Hall, whether the Town Hall is on the outside or maybe there's one compartment in the middle that you can kind of earthquake out and get a straight line up to that Town Hall. Multi-Infernos, which obviously we're not going to be able to simulate the Multi-Infernos here. Multi-Infernos eat up level 2 Valkyries. I don't think people realize that, but those level 2 Valkyries, they will go down fast to Infernos.
Yeah, I definitely didn't realize that either. I obviously haven't pushed too much with this account, so
you learn
I've
the
never
hard
had to
way,
do that.
trust me. And that's when you're, high champions, low Titans, you can kind of play with it before you get too serious. Once you get to like Titans 2, you really want to buckle down and always be going for trophies.
Yeah, so you mentioned like using the same strategy, getting used to it. Is this army composition that you gave me then, is that kind of the only strategy you used, or did you alter that against Town Hall 10s, with them Valkyries being not as strong, or was it just this?
When I first started, I was using dragons off and on also just to save Dark Elixir, because it's a little bit harder to maintain the loot. But once you get up to like high champs, Titans, you're going to be able to maintain the loot. And that's when I started using nothing but GoVaPe. The only thing I really changed in this army was I would change out the cleanup troops here and there. I didn't start off with so many cleanup troops, so many minions and stuff. And we kind of just added that in and worked that in. And that's the really only variable I've really ever changed on it. But the kill squad's pretty much all the same, because the familiarity of getting into the base is really huge there, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So how about you throw one of them other bases up then? So this is the type of base that
This is a perfect example of a Town Hall 10 or 11. Obviously, it's only a Town Hall 9 base, but
yeah.
This is something if you saw on a Town Hall 10 or 11, you'd be like, oh my goodness, I'm going to hit that and get the 1-star, get out of there, and move on with your day, but pretty much.
Yeah, so when you're saying, get in there, get the 1-star, would you still go for the 2-star, or would you just like not use as many troops, get the 1-star?
If it was a Town Hall 10, you have a better chance at getting the 1 or the 2-star. Town Hall 11s, very rarely, if it's a full Town Hall 11, very rarely past like 25-30%, so it wasn't really worth it. Town Hall 10s, depending on the layout of the base, you can sometimes try to go for the 2, but always make sure you're going for that safe Town Hall first,
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like we said, the top priority, I guess, is not to lose. And then, make sure you get that star, and then you can kind of adapt from there, I guess, depending on the base layout. So if we're looking at this base, I know it's a Town Hall 9, like you said, we're simulating this as if it's a Town Hall 10 or 11. How would you be looking at this base? Is it just a case of getting that funnel and just making sure everything's going for the Town Hall, or is there anything in specific you would do?
Pretty much just get a nice funnel and get everything in towards the Town Hall. With it being, if it was a Town Hall 10, my quad quake might vary, but with this, I would wait on the quad quake, because you want to make sure you don't wall breaker fail, because sometimes you might have to use that quad quake on that exterior wall just to make sure you get into that Town Hall compartment. So I would, funnel, throw the wall breakers in, get the golems in with the wizards, get your funnel going in, wall breaker in. If your wall breakers get through, go ahead and quad quake, get everything else in, and work through the base.
That's fantastic. That's what I love about these type of episodes and getting other people on. And like I said, thank you so much for doing it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's one thing I would have never thought of myself. And it seems so basic, and it probably sounds so easy to yourself, but what if there are Teslas like in front of the Town Hall there, and then the wall breakers fail? Like, you've got no backup plan. So instead of like quaking where the archer tower is, or maybe behind it or whatnot, just saving it is something that
exactly
I wouldn't have necessarily thought of straight away, but that's something you're constantly thinking of, and I guess that's the mentality you have to get right up there to Legends League.
Exactly. And again, we're simulating, this is a Town Hall 9, so it looks easy, but you might have Infernos near that Town Hall, you might have, the heroes near that Town Hall. There's a lot of variables that you got to really be aware of, and having a wall breaker fail can absolutely wreck your raid. It did to me a few times. So it's just one of the things you kind of learn. The more you do this stuff with these kind of armies, the more you kind of learn the tips and tricks of them.
Definitely. A little bit of history. I don't know if you remember, it was years ago when Galadon had that base where the town hall was right at the bottom and he trolled his way. I'm pretty sure it was Galadon. He trolled his way to like Champions League with it. I used to
I'm pretty
love
sure,
that base
yeah.
design because he had like all of the traps and people would throw everything at it and it would just fail. I
I
used to
remember
love
when I
that.
first started playing, trap bases were such a big thing where people would have a hole in the center of their base and just have all their traps
Yeah,
and all their DPS right there. So yeah, I mean, it's easy to get trolled. Base builders that know what they're doing, they can
yeah.
trick you pretty easily.
No, definitely. So I think we'll attack this base, and then like you said, it is a Town Hall 9, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Well, that's what I hope.
Right,
But
right. But I mean, just imagine like maybe that air defense next to the town hall is a multi-inferno, so makes things a lot more scary. If that's a multi-inferno there, you have to quad quick open the town hall compartment. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. So would you go like Golem onto the cannon on the very east there, and then the mortar, or like is that a big enough funnel, or would you go even further than that?
maybe even like the barracks right outside of that cannon, probably drop the golem there on
Yeah.
the west, and then army camp up there near the mortar. Get a direct line
Okay.
towards that town
Yeah, yeah.
hall.
That makes sense.
Again, if we're simulating a town hall 10 or 11, you want a direct line at that town hall, guys. You don't want any fails. You don't want any risk. You want the lowest risk possible to get the trophy reward. And that's my final attack that I made it to Legends on. It was a base almost similar to this, where he had his town hall right there, got the funnel in. I think I just quad quaked in because I was so excited because we were live on stream and just got the town hall, got the 1 star, and made it to Legends League. And yeah, you're doing exactly what you should right there. I mean, that's absolutely perfect. Getting in there, getting right at that town hall, and like you kind of stated, you could even save troops on this one, save a little bit of loot if this was a town hall 10 or 11, because honestly, on those 11s, it's hard to get past 25%, like I was kind of saying there.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, I'm just
I
trying
kind of
to
like
like.
what you're doing, like saving some of your troops to go around the outside. I kind of like that. That's not something I really did a ton with the Valkyries. I mean, I would say wizards and stuff, obviously, but I kind
Yeah.
of like you have with the Valks out there. That's kind of a nice little technique there, Judo.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like tank for for the wizards that little bit because they do all that damage, but they just go down so quick, don't they? But
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not too
But
sure
you
whether
can
we
even
are going to
see
get the
it there.
2 star here. It's going to be close, I guess.
You even kind of see there. I mean, that clan castle, a Dragloon clan castle, is absolutely. It's such a pain to deal with this
Yeah.
army. So that's one of the variables. You get dragons, or even all 6 loons out of the clan castles is scary because those loons they can do a lot of damage really quick.
Yeah, no, definitely. And maybe I should have got the 2 star with that. I don't know, but we're just simulating, like you said, for the Town Hall 10 and 11. I hope that showed you guys what you would do as you get higher up and you're attacking the 10s and 11s. So I appreciate, like, we've gone over the army, the composition, what you did in terms of, the attacks and the base layouts. How about, is that the same base you've thrown up?
No, that's a different one, kind of with the town hall on the outside. Just
Okay.
if you wanted to go at it, this one you should have no problem getting the star on, but
Yeah,
it's a
this is
little bit
definitely
trolly.
one that you would want to hit with the trophy push,
Exactly.
right? Like,
And this is stuff you might see, working your way through Titans League. You might see something like this, a Town Hall 10 or 11 that's looking to get hit low on defense, and you hit it, get your trophies, get out. See, I was kind of a jerk. I wouldn't give him a shield because, I'm trying to save as little or as much time as possible, get on to the next base because time is important in pushing.
yeah.
You only get so much time on your session.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's. I wonder if we could maybe touch on that afterwards. Is the actual management of trophy pushing itself and what you would actually do because it's, it is an art. It's very much an art in terms of it's not just the attacking; it's how you go about it as well.
Right.
Very much, I feel.
And yeah, that's one of the things. I mean, as you kind of attack here, I can kind of talk about the time
I
management,
wanted
which
to see whether that PEKKA could get the town hall by itself.
tons of
Should-
value out
oh,
of the packet.
Tesla farm. At least it doesn't do double damage anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was such a huge thing when that came out. I think I started this push right around when that came out, and that's why there's a PEKKA in this army.
Okay,
But yeah,
get
the
it.
PEKKA's doing work,
on.
on the town
Come
hall.
on! Oh, he got it. That was
Nice,
crazy.
nice.
I would have never thought it was going to be that close. Now, if I don't get the 2 star here, then I don't know why people are even watching for attack strategy on my channel. Like,
Oh, you got this. That's, I mean, like you said, that's easy run of the rest of the base. Pretty much tons of free buildings there.
Yeah, that should be good. I'm just trying to work out where I actually want to wall break in. So I think maybe the two large compartments are where I would like to send in, you know, a little bit of a funnel and send in a couple of Valks into each compartment.
Yeah,
so
there's
I'll,
a
like,
lot of
wall
value
break into
there.
one, and then there goes some Valks. Let's use like a heal spell there maybe. I'm not concentrating on it too much, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's...
Yeah, you shouldn't have a problem getting pretty close to the two. Looking good, looking good. So you kind of brought up like the time management thing, and that was one of the things, is committing so much time to playing Clash of Clans. Especially at the end, you know, Titans League is hard. There were sessions, like I said, I was gaining 15, 20 trophies throughout the whole session, and then get hit on defense for 25, 30, and you lose trophies. So it's important to attack through those shields. You know, after you take a defense, you get a 16-hour shield. So if you can kind of stack up your sessions, do 2 back-to-back sessions, that second one where you have a full shield, you get a lot more value out of that. And then you also have, you know, your 1 and 2 day shields that are available every 3 and 6 days, I believe. And those help out a lot. Pretty much I was buying a 1 day shield every time it was available. 2 day shields, pretty close to the same whenever it was available and whenever it was kind of convenient with my schedule, because, you know, I still do have a family and stuff. And that helped me get there. The last final push of the trophy push, I had a 1 and a 2 day shield available, and my plan was just to buy the 1 day shield, do a full session, buy the 2 day shield, and just go until I made it, because I think I was 40 trophies away, and that was enough to get me there. I got it on the 1 day shield, had a nice little run at it.
Awesome. Yeah, I bet the defense was absolutely terrible as a Town Hall 8, but, you know,
That's one funny thing is everyone asking, do you have a trophy base for Town Hall 8? There's not such a thing, guys. Once you get to Titans League, you get 3-starred every single time unless you get lucky and someone is dropping trophies, or you get a Town Hall 9 that's a little bit lower. There's not such a thing as a Town Hall 8 trophy base, honestly.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point, because a lot of people, you know, Clash of Clans is attacking and defending, isn't it? But once you get to that level, especially as a low player like yourself, like a Town Hall 8, like you say, it's just not going to work. They're going to just they're going to just dip and be able to, like, smash your base.
Yeah.
And that's like a gold mine for anyone that's pushing, and you're
Exactly,
up there in
any
Legend
pusher.
as a Town Hall 8, like, they're not going to, you know, play around and be like, oh, this guy's trying hard. We'll just, like, they're going to take you for the 3-star. They don't care.
Exactly. And then, I mean, there's even times when you get revenged, like, a week or two later by someone down, you know, low Titans League, and you're up at, like, you know, 4,700 now, and it's a minus 50, it's a minus 30, and those are absolutely devastating. I got hit for minus 30 a ton, minus 40. I had a few minus 50s. I think minus 56 was the most I lost on that push, and it's absolutely devastating. Like, it just crushes your soul when you lose 56 trophies on a defense.
That must be just, like you said, devastating. I mean,
it really is.
In terms of, because trophy pushing, as we've mentioned, it's the long haul, right? You need to be patient. You need to wait at the right base. I mean, I know you have a YouTube channel and things, so your motivation, you know, I know it wasn't solely with that, but you have something else there to keep you going a little bit. You have your fans and things. What about to the masses? What about giving people advice? What would your advice be to, you know, kind of help them through them times where they're losing the 50 trophies and things like that?
So my biggest motivation was I just completed my Town Hall 9 push to Legends a little bit before this, and I heard about the first Town Hall 8 Legends. I was like, wow, I think I could do that. So that was the biggest motivation to starting the push. And I won't lie to you guys, I'm not even going to beat around the bush. There were times I wanted to quit the push, but, you know, having so much support from the fan base was just like, it was just really awesome. Like, I couldn't quit because I would absolutely get wrecked by my fans, you know? So, you know, like you kind of touched on, getting through those tough times, you just got to stay positive, get out there in the clouds, work on finding a good offer. When you're on Shield, you can be a little bit pickier. Look for a higher offer. You don't have to hit those 6 offers. You know, if you got a 16-hour Shield, look for a 20 offer. Look for a 20 offer Town Hall 9 that you could 2-star and, you know, get that plus 12, plus 13. And that helps you out quite a bit. I don't think people realize that, is when you're on Shield, be a little bit more picky, especially when you're low mid Titans. You can really find some nice offers there.
Awesome, yeah, and I think that's, you know, that's a great point that you made, you know, a little bit earlier there, that people probably didn't realize is stacking your shields there towards the end of your push, and then, like you said, you had the 1 day, the 2 day, all there ready, where you weren't getting attacked and you're just gaining trophies and you're not actually losing them, like you say, and that's massive if you're, you know, if you're not going to be able to defend.
Exactly. And one thing I want to touch on real quick about the shields, I know, you know, we're pretty far into the video, But one thing with the shields, always buy one shield at a time. Use your 1 day, buy it out, run through guard, because if you stack your shields, buy the 1 day and 2 day, stack it to a 3 day, as you attack, you lose time on your shield. So the first attack is 3 hours, then 4 hours, then 5 hours. If you buy the 1 day, play it out, and then buy the 2 day and play it out, it resets that cooldown timer. So when you buy that 2 day afterwards, the first attack's only 3 hours again, and that kind of helps out. And then also, make sure you buy your 7 day shield right at 4,700, because you can't buy a 7 day shield after 4,700 trophies.
Wow, that is some real top tips there. And again, like I had no idea of any of that. So I think the first one, I mean, that's massive, isn't it? Just waiting until... So do you have to wait until the guard is ended and it says no shield before it gets reset?
Or you could do it on guard. You want to make sure that your shield is completely gone, though. You could be on guard, and then it'll reset the cooldown. But as long as you have no more shield, you'll be fine. You don't want to buy your second shield when you're 4 attacks in on a 1 day, and the next attack costs you 7 hours. So make sure you're on guard before you buy it. Maybe you're not able to complete the session. That's fine, but just make sure you're on guard and not on shield still when you buy the next one.
That's awesome, because I think people probably would, if they see the shields, they just buy them. They just stack it up to like 3 days or whatever, and actually that's a really key point that you made. So thank you so much for that. That's really helpful advice.
That's a lot of stuff that goes into it that people don't realize, is the shield management, your time management. It's really huge. It makes a big difference there.
Absolutely. So, no, I appreciate we are, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I do appreciate you giving me the time and all the advice and things. That's, a lot of things there that, like you say, a lot of people probably just don't realize.
Right.
And I think, what was I trying to say? I had a question for you, and it's completely gone out of my head. And I'm going to think of it as soon as we end the video.
Oh, that happens sometimes, though.
It's while we were talking about shields. It was something about the end, but I can't remember it. That's so frustrating. I'll make sure, guys, if it doesn't pop into my head in the next 2 seconds, I'll make sure to drop it in the description of the video. So make sure to
there we go.
To check the description. It will be in there. I'll pin it in the comments. It will be right at the top. I'll get that answer for you. What was it?
It's gonna drive you crazy now.
It was... I can't remember. It was something to do with the shields, and that was it. That was it. When I was trophy pushing back, this was a little while ago, so things might have changed. But when I was trophy pushing, I always found that I set myself little goals. So, when you're saying about motivation, I would set myself, all right, this week I'm gonna gain 100 trophies, and that would be it. Like if I gain more than that, fantastic. But did you have anything like that to help you, like little goals to kind of help you on that ultimate goal of being a legend? And could you share some of them with us?
There were, and especially towards the end. And like I kind of touched on earlier, is my time management during the beginning of the push wasn't the best, and that's why my push probably lasted so long. But when I buckled down, it's like, I want to get to this, by this week. And what really said it was, there was, I think, 2 weeks left in the season. I was like, I want to make it this season. And that was the final goal. I think I was at 4,800. I was like, I want to get these last 200 trophies by the end of the season. I really buckled down. I was doing 2 to 3 sessions every single day, just always in the clouds. While I'm cooking dinner, while I'm eating, just always in the clouds. And, like you said, those goals will help you. Even if you lose a raid, you lose 30 trophies, it's like, it's all right. I can bounce back. I can get those trophies back. And that's something you have to be positive with. And I get that a lot from my viewers is, wow, you're so positive. It's like, you can't let those, maybe you do lose. I had a lot of 49%, and those hurt. But you got to bounce back through that, push through it, and just keep going, get those trophies back. That's always what I said. Get those trophies back. It's okay. We'll get them back.
Awesome. Absolutely. And, you're going to have them down times. You got to stay positive and be able to pick yourself back up. Because like you said, it's the long haul. So... fantastic. I mean, that was I can't believe we've been talking for like 35 minutes.
I didn't realize it either. Like, the video went... You're a really good interviewer, Judo. I won't lie to you, man. I've had a blast coming over with you.
Oh, no, thanks. The pleasure's been all mine. It's been, I hope the viewers have learned, I hope you guys have learned so much. Go check out Clash Bashers. That's what happens when your video goes on for 35 minutes. Go check out this guy's channel. He's amazing. He's continuing. I believe you're doing a Town Hall 9 farming push, right? So I'm
doing Town Hall 10 right now.
So you've just upgraded.
Yeah, I'm doing Town Hall 10 pushing right now, but I did just upgrade the Town Hall 8 to Town Hall 9, so we're kind of doing a let's. So kind of working through new Town Hall 9, and then my Town Hall 10. I'm seeing how high I can get in one season. It's currently right about 5,500 trophies, I believe. So going pretty
That's
well on
impressive.
that one.
Yeah, fantastic. So hopefully you get some new viewers. Hopefully they go and enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you so much again for coming on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop any comments down below. Anything else that you have, any tips, drop them down to share with other players. And, show this guy some love. He's absolutely amazing. So I just want to thank you again for coming on, buddy. And that'll wrap up the video, basically.
Hey, Judo, I want to thank you for giving me the platform to do this on. I thought it went really well. I had a great time coming. Looking forward to doing more collabs with you in the future, man. Like, guys, show Judo some love. Make sure you sub and turn on those notifications if you haven't done so already. I know I'm going to share this on my social medias. Check it out, guys. Show Judo some love. He's a great CoC strategy guy and a great person, great friend. So appreciate you, Judo.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for the kind words. Very much mutual on that one. So we'll wrap it up there then, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, peace out.
Bye!